Alright, so there's a lake up here, and I think that I can see ducks. It's about 100 yards or so. So let's start walking up there. I think I see ducks already. See ducks right there, I think. Right there. 1, 2, 3 at least. So let's walk up on them. I think I see ducks on the other side too. There's cars. Dude. A lot of cars. Yeah, there's ducks right there. So we're about 25 yards from where the ducks are. So the water looks white hot too. Alright, where did they go? So I see some over there. So you may not be able to see as well as I can because I'm just putting up my camera phone up to the screen of this night vision device, thermal night vision device. I'm sure you'd see it much better with the naked eye, just putting the real eye up there instead of just phone. But I wouldn't be able to see those ducks at all if it wasn't with the night vision. Let's walk up close to see how close we can get. So if you're going to get one of these devices, I would definitely make sure that you, I would recommend the day before your hunt to make sure and get this. Have a day where you, number one, just take it to the park or something and run around and look at things and figure out the buttons and where the buttons are. See if it fits on your gun right. I had a situation where my back flip-up sight was kind of in the way, so I ended up, kind of straining my neck or whatever because I didn't want to take the back side off. But anyway, think about what gun you're going to do, where you're going to put it. So you need a day to figure out things. See, because I put this on my AR, and the flip-up sight would have been there, and it wouldn't reach. So I had to move it far forward so that the flip-up sight was here, because I didn't want to take the flip-up sight off because it was Loctited down and all kinds of stuff. So figure out where you're going to put it on your gun. Take it to the park, run around looking at all kinds of things, playing with all the buttons, making sure you know how to turn it on. I mean, I definitely, out there in the dark, you have to use feel. So I kept feeling for the round button, and then I'd go could feel for the different controls that I had. So I'd always feel for the round button and then feel for the different controls to do different things. The good thing about thermal too is you don't have to worry about keeping your night vision. Your eyes, after your eyes adjust to the dark, then you can see pretty good in the dark if there's light out. But with thermal, you really don't have to worry about all that because you're looking in the thermal. You don't have to worry about your night vision. But then again, you're blind after that, so you have to feel for things. The other thing that I always thought was interesting was since it sees heat instead of light, actually there's no difference in looking at a target. I could look at a target through the thermal device and then turn the flashlight on and shine it at the same target, and it was like no effect. So the flashlight has no effect on your ability to see things. And also, even like if someone was driving and their headlights were pointed directly at you, it won't affect your ability to see at all, because in fact you don't even see the headlights. You see the heat of the car, you don't even see the headlights. So that's just kind of interesting. So there's a lot of, you need to play around with the thermal and get used to it before you go out and try and shoot with it, I think. So number one, play with it with all the buttons. Number two, go to the park and look around and get a feel of how far things out are, what adjustments make things clear, adjusting this to make sure it's focused, playing with the zoom if you want to do zoom, turning it off and on, all kinds of stuff like that is good to know. And then also, so number one, learning the buttons. Number two, just getting a feel of what things look like through the scope. And then also, the other thing that you need to do is sight it in and put it on your weapon and make sure that that it feels good on your weapon and it's sighted in properly. So that takes some time. So you might want a day to get all that stuff taken care of before you go out on your night hunt. But yeah, it was amazing. I mean, I was totally, I think I saw 2 deer. I saw a raccoon. I saw some kind of animal too far away to identify, and I could see planes in the sky. I could actually see the heat off of planes in the sky. I saw, I could see, big birds flying through the air. So it was quite amazing. It was really, really, really cool. So if you haven't played with one of these, then renting is definitely the way to go, because you get a really good feel of what you can do with it. And like I said, it's there's no comparison between this and using flashlights or going out someplace dark. You know, like I said with the flashlights, the advantages to that is if you're out somewhere hunting and then boom, you turn on a flash, some kind of a flashlight or a light. Well, thanks, man. You just lost all your night vision. So now you can't see diddly in the night. Whereas with this, you could shine a bright light. You lose your night vision, but who cares? Because you just look through the thermal and you can see fine. So I don't know. I think you got to experience it to believe it. So I definitely recommend renting one. And once you do it, you'll be hooked, and it's a game changer. It's a total game changer. I mean, I was from here to, let me see. I was from here to like this from that deer, and I really couldn't see him. I really couldn't see that deer with just my eyes. And when I raised up the thermal, I could see him super clearly. And he was checking me out. He was looking at me. He was moving his head. He was looking at me going, he couldn't see me very well either. He's like, what the hell is this? And, you know, so it's really, really cool to be that close to a deer and have him, you know, not even be able to make you out, you know. So it was an amazing experience, and I could see him really well. You know, he was all in white, but he was very clearly defined. So that was just awesome. So anyway, pretty simple. You don't have to do anything extreme. Just slide this over your rail and tighten that thing down, and you're good to go. If you don't see anything, you might want to take that off. Okay. Now, in order to sight this in, from what I remember, if you press this button once, it goes into calibration mode, and then you can move the impact, you know, up or down, whichever way you want to move it. That's what I remember. So, and when it's in calibration mode, then it'll say cal at the bottom. So let's see if I can do this. I don't know if you can see if it says cal or not down there, but whenever it's in calibration mode, then it'll say cal at the bottom. You may not be able to see it, or it may not be, but anyway, just know that that's what it is, and you can press it again when you're done, I think. Anyway, there, it says cal now. Whether you can see it or not is another, but see it. If it says cal at the bottom, that's calibration, where you can move the reticle up or down. All right, another good thing to know is when you look at something, you take the top where the actual lens is, and you can screw this in or out, and basically adjust it and make sure that whatever you're looking at whatever distance, is clear and in focus. So if you're looking at something real close, then you look at something really far, you need to adjust the focus just by turning this whichever way to make it more focused. And then there's also something you can turn here, and I think that has to do with how far your eye is away, but that's something to look at too. So you got the on-off button, and then the different arrows, and then here's where the battery is. There's your throw lever for putting on your rail. You need to put the eye cup on. You're going to need the eye cup, especially if there's a little bit of daylight out. You need that. Oh crap! Yeah, and then the bottom button here, the bottom arrow, that's kind of sets some adjustments on. You know, how light or how much contrast is between the hot stuff and the other stuff. So you can just play with that. So when you hit the top arrow button, then you can zoom in. So you can go 1x, 2x, and then 4x. Look how perfect that white is, though. So you've got all kinds of different settings here. It worked for me pretty good was just the white hot. Whatever's white, whatever's hot is white, so any creature would be white. Once you get the unit, one of the first things you need to do is sight it in. So what I did is I got some of these grabber warmers, and they actually have, I got these at Cabela's, and they have a peel and stick. So just take the packaging off here and stick it on the target. So anyway, you just peel this off, and then it's got adhesive on there. So you can just peel it off and stick it on the target. So boom, I just stick it on the target here. So anyway, once you put that packet on there, then you can put up your target, and you know, the part in white is the part that's hot, so that gives you something to shoot at, make it more precise. So, you know, however you want to set up the sights, that's what you do, and then you can check the target and see where the bullet impacted. Alright guys, well I'm just going to do a real quick overview of this. I rented this and it was awesome, so I just want to do a quick review of it. If you want to power it up, you just hit the power button, hold it down for a second or so, and it'll go ahead and spark up. Yeah, there we go. You know, don't forget to take the lens cover off so that you can just grab this and pull it up, get out of the way. There we go. So if you press this one, if you press this top button here, the top arrow button, then it'll go from like 1x to 2x, 4x, and then back. So it just goes up in magnification when you press that button. And the button on the right hand side can change. There's different color modes. Like you can make whatever's hot, which would be living things. Living things are hot, so if you wanted to see the living things in white, well, actually over here is mostly color. It goes back to black and white, but you've got different colors over here. And then it seems like to go to video mode, you press both of these at the same time for just a little bit, and it goes to video mode. And then when you go to turn it off, you press this down for a couple seconds, and then it'll turn off. Then you can put the lens cover back down. This has a little eyepiece. You have a rubber eyepiece that goes over this that you'll want to use. It's got a little throw lever mount here, and what else? Oh, changing the batteries. When it comes time to change the batteries, you just unscrew this. And they send you batteries to use, but you take a new battery and put it in there wherever, and then just put it down in there and just screw it back together, and boom, you're in business. No big deal at all.